I'm in the middle of murder kid. And then they're gonna murder the kid. It gets the game eventually.
to save his sister and help her live a normal life again. But how far is he willing to go to achieve that goal, and what is he willing to lose along the way? I'm reminded of the movie The Fountain, directed by Darren Aronofsky. The protagonist is a doctor whose wife has been diagnosed with terminal cancer. He spends all of his waking hours desperately researching a cure, all the while actively shunning his dying wife and missing out on the experiences he can have with her in the moment. Sebastian, just like Hugh Jackman in The Fountain, is unwilling to accept the reality that Anne may never be cured. And he ignores her wishes to push on with his pursuit of dark magic.
He's kind of caught up in the dark arts, if you will. You know, he's more, if you were watching Harry Potter, he's more like Slytherin than he is.
He never be cured. And he ignores her wishes to push on with his pursuit of dark magic.
He's kind of caught up in the dark arts, if you will. You know, he's more, if you were watching Harry Potter, he's more like Slytherin than he is like Gryffindor.
But just a little bit of dark magic never hurt anyone, right? Wait, is that how Ominous went blind? I kind of tuned out during his whole backstory. If you cast Crucio, you will regret it forever. If only Mr. Beast went to Hogwarts. The dark arts are a slippery slope. One minute you're reading a dusty tome in the library, and before you know it, you're role-playing as a necromancer from Diablo 2. Someone's got to get Sebastian off the path he's on, and it sure as hell ain't gonna be Ominous. Nobody listens back to me.
I meant what I said before. We swear, right now, never to engage in anything to do with dark magic again.
Understood. Steve, please, leave the relic alone. We can find another way to help Anne. I'm sorry, Ominous, but I'm taking it.
But hey, don't let Sebastian's use of the dark arts hold you back, though. You should take a look at what we learned from magic. Lecture Sebastian on 8 years of using Unforgivable Curses 15 minutes after my guy used the exact same spell on Ominous.
What do you expect me to do? The Imperial's curse saved Anne's life. That goblin's going to kill her.
But I will say this. Neat assholes. Such a mean-spirited, close-minded, God. The guy, he reads that. It's such a Poppy Sweeting. Her best friend from her grandma and a hip. I think she could use something. One downside of going to school.
What reason did you?
Shout out for supporting my content. Until next time, this has been Big Dan. I shall go. One of the most controversial moments in Hogwarts Legacy comes at the climax of Sebastian Sallo's story with his debatably murderous acts of infanticide. It's a topic I've seen many of you debate in great detail in the comments of my previous videos, with reporting it to the authorities or keeping silent on the matter being the ultimate choice you have to make at the end of this storyline. So I stand before you today, ladies and gentlemen, representing Sebastian Sallo. Join me on this full deep dive, looking at his motivations, values, actions, and objectives to understand everything that pushed this wizard to use a killing curse. I hope to convince you by the end that Sebastian is not only an innocent victim, but also a hero worthy of our eternal respect and gratitude. Indeed, Sebastian Sallo is the one absolutely wrong. And here's why. Before we begin, a massive shout out to the supporters over on Patreon, crucial to the long-term success of the channel. A bit more on that at the end, but without further ado, let's begin. To understand why Sebastian admits to this, let's go back to the suffering this quote-unquote goblin curse, and is no longer able to attend Hogwarts, the pain of the curse being far too severe to function in social settings. Initially, Solomon tries several cures, starting with Nurse Noreen Blaney at the Hogwarts Hospital Wing, and then visiting St. Mungo's Hospital for Magical Maladies and Injuries down in London. This, by the way, is where Neville Longbottom's parents and Gilderoy Lockhart will one day be future long-time residents. And it's fair to say, there's no finer magical healing institution in the rest of Britain. Nothing, however, can cure Anne, which leads to Solomon adopting adopting an acceptance mindset and focusing merely on making Anne comfortable for whatever days she has remaining. Her twin brother Sebastian, though, doesn't give up that easily. And just because healthcare experts with hundreds of other problems to deal with at once don't know of any cure for Anne, that doesn't necessarily mean there isn't one. And Sebastian will pour every living fibre of his soul into finding a way. Whatever it takes. With both talent and determination, he knows he's going to cure his sister, even if this means tapping into either dark or merely unknown magic. And that's where we come in. Enter the player character. For about 3/4 of us, we'll be introduced to Sebastian during the Defense Against the Dark Arts class when facing him in a duel. But let's first look at how he introduces himself to Slytherins in their common room.
Can I help you? You're the new 5th year. I'm Sebastian Sallow. Welcome to Slytherin.
Thank you.
Not everyone has a ministry escort to school.
He was a friend of Professor Figgs, who merely joined us for the ride.
Still, impressive. Dreadful way to go, poor fellow. Glad you and Fig are all right.
This encounter immediately teaches us a lot about Sebastian. First of all, take note of the book he's reading. We'll soon learn that Sebastian has a tendency to break into the restricted section to read up on forbidden knowledge. And that's no doubt where this book is from. His initial tone is abrasive, but immediately changes to sound much more charming when he realizes who we are. He's particularly interested by the fact we had a ministry escort and escaped a dragon attack. Now, my thoughts on this are that he doesn't want distracting from his important research to save his sister, but based on what he already knows about us, figures we could be a potentially powerful ally worthy of his friendship. That's both perceptive of him and true. Crying about being a really restricted book, he's not fully open with us as to its nature, but seems pretty chuffed when we display a curiosity for forbidden magic.
Are you saying some spells aren't taught at Hogwarts?
Facing one of the heavyweights commanders.
Good spirits. It's a conversation for another time.
This is a fundamental component of our relationship going forward. Now, on to Defense Against the Dark Arts. As we enter this class, Sebastian is engaged in a friendly duel with the Gryffindor Leander Pruitt. He's clearly a dedicated learner, wanting to brush up on skills before class even begins. After a quick duel with Sebastian ourselves, there's not a single note of bitterness when we around the 5th year should be utterly terrible with magic, beating one of the most talented and advanced students at Hogwarts. A typical Slytherin stereotype would behave like much more of a brat and likely accuse us of cheating, but Sebastian merely congratulates us before then inviting us to an exclusive club to hone our skills even further. He's not jealously trying to stifle our talents to maintain an upper hand, but instead genuinely wants to help us. And yes, whilst part of this intention is to suit his own ends later, a lot of this is just him being a downright loyal and supportive friend, as we'll continue to explore. There's also this snippet of dialogue from the end of Charms class.
Of course, I'll use accurate, if you're so inclined. Well, you need
Hello, everyone. Proud to bring you Wednesday night coverage of the NBA on 2K Sports. This is Kevin Harlan, alongside Coach Stan Van Gundy and Greg Anthony. And we've got David Aldridge, our Hall of Famer, patrolling the sideline. Now we have a moment to look at how the blocks have been stacking up over the past several months for Brook Lopez.
We're just not seeing that same fierceness out of him defensively these last few months. He's lost a little bit of that intimidation factor. He's not blocking as many shots, and he's not making the same impact on that end of the floor.
And checking out Minnesota's opening lineup. Edwards on the wing. He's joined by McDaniels. Julius Randle is out there with Naz Reid. And it's Dillingham in at the point guard position. And for the Hornets, out on the wings for him, Miller and Bridges. MP out there with Mark Williams. And it's Ball in at the point. And these two teams are both aggressive, attacking in transition.
Well, you've got to play to your strengths, right? But really, the league in general is looking for early offense. These teams, no different.
It's good. He makes his first shot of the game.
And Reed is a very active player. Love seeing him be this aggressive inside.
Now, here's Ball. Defense right on him. The shot. Goes in. First shot, first basket.
Yeah, he makes it look so easy out there. The game comes naturally to him.
Edwards looking it over. Reed with a screen on Miller. Edwards. And a little luck that time, but it drops. Here's Ball. MP sets the screen for Ball. Knocks down the 3-ball. Ball's got his second bucket tonight.
And Ball continues to show he can drain threes. The defense must adjust or he is going to keep doing damage.
Randall no good. And here's Charlotte. And the latest now from our sideline reporter, David Aldridge. David, it's all yours. Take it away.
Hey, Kevin. Well, Charlotte's head coach gave me a few minutes to catch up. And we talked about the bruising big man, Julius Randle. He told me Julius sets the tone for them with his physicality. So we have to try and match that. We can't let him bully his way into the lane and get to his spots. We have to make him uncomfortable. Kevin?
Thank you, David. That's good from Ball. One thing about LaMelo Ball, he can really take over at times, Greg, when he's healthy and playing well.
And a lot of that is just his feel for the game. He processes quickly and then has the talent to execute. It's pretty hard to stop him when he's in the flow.
Ball hits them both. And the defense of the Timberwolves stand as good as it gets.
Well, Kevin, they can compete with anyone when it comes to size, not just up front, but on the wings. They're long and athletic, but it all comes down to execution, and they get it done.
And again, the Hornets missing. Minnesota's gone 0 of 2 from deep here. To the middle, here's Randall, and goaltending is going to be the call, so they get the basket there anyway.
Yeah, that's a tough call for the refs to make there. I'm not sure it was on the way down, but that's how they saw it.
Looking at the Hornets, Greg, they're still in pursuit of their first trip to the NBA Finals.
And, Kevin, I hope it happens soon because their fan base deserves it. They've stuck with this team through some difficult years. It's about time they get rewarded.
Greg, this is some kind of note. Last year, Minnesota, for just the second time, had ever won a series in the postseason.
Yeah, they've been bounced in the first round, 10 of 12 appearances. But last year's team was different. Their elite defense fueled the conference finals run.
Oh, wow, that was a dunk contest level jam right there.
Nice angle on that replay with the AT&T 5G Slam Cam. Here's Dillingham. He's covered by Ball. Edwards, no good.
Well, if you have the space, you have to take that shot. He missed it, but he's trying to keep the defense honest.
And it's Jaden McDaniels with the foul. That is his first foul of the game. Here in the first, just under 2.5 minutes played so far. MP outside. MP sets the screen for Miller. No good off the front iron.
And that is the exact type of opportunity this offense is looking to create.
Yeah, quality offense will serve you well in the long run. You can't settle for bad shots.
Randall with the bucket.
Working on being more consistent with this shot. Randall certainly helping his confidence moving forward.
So Charlotte calls timeout, their first. And this is where the power rankings sort of lock in as we begin to look toward the postseason. Look at Oklahoma City. They couldn't hold their position this week, but remain in the top 10.
And I think for the Hornets, they were really hoping to make this run a little earlier in the season. Still, you take it when you can get it, and they've got it going right now.
Count it. Ball's got 9.
And I love Ball's awareness. When the mid-range J is available, he is more than happy to take it.
Here's Reed. Rebound by Williams. And so MV will bring it up for Charlotte. They come in fresh off a win against the Warriors.
And that one was all about offensive execution, running your plays, picking your spots.
Yeah, and you know, coaches honestly wouldn't have as much to do if guys shot like that every night.
Here is Edwards. Miles Bridges picking up that last basket. Now, here's MP. A 26-point game for him in the win against Golden State. Ball feeling it out a bit. Here's MP. That falls. Nice feed that time from Ball. MP's got his second bucket of the night.
Strong work down low from MP. He doesn't let aggressive defense throw him off his game.
Here's Edwards. And the rejection by MP. Hornets leading by 5. Miller outside. Here's MP. And MP throws it down.
And don't look now, but they're starting to extend this lead.
Well, look, we've seen that no lead is safe these days. You got to keep scoring and extending that margin.
They get it again. So off the run, shooting foul as the whistle blows. He'll shoot 2 free throws.
And Randall's never been one to back down from physical play inside, and he's not going to start now.
2 shots.
And he knocks down the first one. The playoff picture coming into focus now, Greg, with a good portion of this regular season behind us.
And for the teams that are definitely in, they're trying to maintain momentum and health, right? But for the teams still clawing and fighting their way in, that's where it gets exciting.
Catching up on the changes for Charlotte. Norkic checked in for Mark Williams. Moses Moody comes in for Brandon Miller. And it's Trey Mann in for Ball. And the rejection by MP. And the ball goes out of bounds. Last touch by MP. Alexander Walker, he's checked in for the Timberwolves.
Alexander Walker.
Randall outside. Drills the three-pointer. Randall's got a couple of threes now in the first for Minnesota.
Just a heroic scoring effort from him this quarter. He's doing everything he can to will them back into this game.
And while we've got a moment, let's send it over to our terrific reporter, David Aldridge. David?
Kevin, the new leadership in Charlotte has made it clear that it's not going in for quick fixes. The goal is sustained success, building with youth and development. Call it roster flexibility or a blank slate. But with some promising young players and more help, there's nowhere to go but up. Kevin?
Help is huge. That's the hope. Hey, David, thank you. First trip to the free throw line for him tonight.
And they have really leaned on his free throw shooting at times this season. He's been there for them, too, with 88% from the line.
Smith checked in for Miles Bridges. Timberwolves trail by 5. No one near Randall as he lets it go. His three-pointer's off the mark.
Just doing the job on the backboard.
Man with it. Now defended by Randall. That's a 2 from Smith. They get it back. Pass to Man. Pocket 6. NP passes to Man. Shoots a 3. Nurkic can't hit. Looking at the last game for the Minnesota Timberwolves, it was a win against the 76ers.
And you know what, though? Not only did they get to the free throw line a lot, but they converted at a high clip.
And converting free throws at a high rate, that's what you want to see as a coach.
Now, Moody, following the miss by Julius Randle from deep. Moody finds MP. Score the basket. His fourth. He's only missed 1 of his 5 shots tonight.
Well, that's on the defense. How did they let MP get deep positioning like that?
You know, Greg, one thing you notice, and we were just talking about this with the Hornets in recent years, a lot of changing lineups.
And you expect that with the team, with where they're at. They're looking for any advantage game to game and trying to build that identity as a franchise. Fantastic slam by MP, proving how dangerous he can be inside.
Timberwolves trail by 9. Guys are looking for a spark here.
Yeah, a cold stretch offensively, for sure.
Here's Shannon. scoreless thus far. Here's Reed. Nails the 16-footer.
Yeah, really not where you expect Reed to shoot from, but he clearly made the right choice by taking that shot.
Man passes to MP. And there's the call on Nickeil Alexander-Walker. That is his first foul of the game. And the Hornets making a change here. Diabate's checked in. Group on the floor now for Charlotte. And the Timberwolves also making a change. Joe Ingles is checked in for Reed. And we play just over a minute of basketball here in the second quarter. The guard spots filled in by Ball and Miller. Miles Bridges is out there with Williams. And it's MP in at center. So that's the lineup for Charlotte.
And they're shooting really well from long range this quarter. They should keep looking to the three-point shot for some extra offense.
To the paint, O'Neal with the steal. Pass to Ingles. And the rejection by MP. And that's out of bounds. Minnesota will retain possession. We're closing in on 2 minutes played here in the second quarter. And the basket by Edwards.
Well, it might not be fair, but most nights we expect Edwards to put up big scoring numbers. That's what you ask of your stars.
Now here's Williams. Nothing on the board. Down to 5 on the shot clock. Right through contact. MP.
What an incredible game so far for MP. He's showing no signs of slowing down.
Now Ingles. Pass to Alexander Walker. 2 free throws coming up, and they call the shooting foul. It's going to be on Brandon Miller.
Nice work to get it inside and draw the contact.
And let's quickly check out the scoring breakdown here for the Hornets.
Well, their game plan has been very effective so far. They're working the ball inside, putting constant pressure on the defense.
And it seems they've also put an emphasis on moving the ball, working to rotate around the defense and find those quality looks.
Reed, he's checked in for Minnesota. Dillingham comes in for Joe Ingles. And he can't make the second free throw either. Missing both. And Greg, you talk about toughness, a compete factor. How does a team create that culture?
Call it critical mass. When you have the entire organization and enough players committed to that kind of effort, everyone has to meet that level.
Ball no good. Timberwolves trail by 3. Alexander Walker with the ball. 11 points for him in that last game against Philadelphia. Here's Reed. That misses, had a chance to tie it there.
Not quite enough defense that time around. Just lucky he was off.
Well, when you look at what he's provided them on the offensive end, it's been an important part of why they're leading.
Now here's Edwards. He's coming off a 34-point game against Philadelphia.
Yeah, and how about his assist numbers, too? He was their offense. He was just doing everything out there.
Right now, let's send it over to the sidelines and get a report from David Aldridge.
Hey, guys, MP in the last game against the Warriors was outstanding. He ended up with 26 points and did his role for his team, grabbing any rebounds that came his way. The stats he put up were amazing. He knew nobody could slow him down, and he went to work. Kevin?
Okay, David, thanks. It'll be interesting to see, Greg, how much of that performance carries over to tonight.
And, Kevin, different scenarios offer different measures. I'm sure he'll just try to provide whatever they need for the win.
Well, I'm sure he's coming in with a lot of confidence after last game. He wants to have a repeat performance here tonight.
Charlotte making a switch here. Green's checked in, and then for Minnesota. Julius Randle comes in for Rudy Gobert, and it's McDaniels in for Nickeil Alexander Walker. Now, here's Ball. He had an 18-point outing in their last game against Golden State. Over Edwards. Ball with the bucket. Ball's got 4 points now in the quarter.
And boy, he's really in a groove. Dominant performance last game. Same thing this time out.
Yeah, for sure. He is just oozing confidence. Thinks every shot is going in. They should just keep running sets for him.
And Greg, it didn't take long for Anthony Edwards to prove himself in the NBA.
There's so much to like about his game. As outstanding as his offense is, his defense cannot be overlooked. He is a lockdown presence when he needs to be.
And the Timberwolves making a change here. Alexander Walker's checked in. Here's Ball. He's got 13. And he uses the glass on the layup. Ball's got 15.
Yeah, these defenders just look a bit overmatched, especially inside.
And here's Randall. He had 25 points in the win against Philadelphia. Reed gets the bucket.
And their shots are falling now with more regularity than we saw at first.
Charlotte has gone 1 of 2 on three-pointers here in the second quarter so far. Back to Ball. Rebound by Alexander Walker.
Wow. Missed the easy one right there, right at the rim, but came up empty.
And the rejection by MP. And it's Ball in the corner. Back to MP.